It's a short day. I love Thursdays. Not only do I get to talk to you guys sort of live, but I get done in an hour. Oh, it takes me about 4 hours to make a video every day. So I love it. Thank you, Taylor. You're my heavy lifter on Thursdays.
Nah, you do all
So
the work.
yeah, well, I have all the fun. You get all the charting, which we're going to be doing a lot of here, hopefully. What we do here, folks, is we look at hot penny stocks. I give you hot penny stocks all through the week, stocks under $5 that have the potential to make us money. And they're on any market, they're not just on the OTC. And this gives you a chance to bring us your tickers. You can get them in before the show starts. I do put up a placeholder at about 2:30, but you're not late. Drop them in there right now and we'll get to them. I have got 3 of them set up right now that we've already got early. What do we got here? Hi, Wizard. Hello, Taylor. Yes. How you doing, Nits?
Hello.
Good to see you. Belmore, glad to see you. Belmore was smart this week. She got hers in really early, so hers is going to be absolutely the first one. And I didn't grab any. Here recently, we've been getting more tickers than we can actually look at. A lot of people got something to do right at 4 o'clock, and they get here a little bit later and start throwing their tickers in. Let me see. There was something I wanted to talk to you about here. Oh, yeah, we covered a stock yesterday, eBet. eBet was the one I got into. It did 1.2 billion shares yesterday, jumping from 47 million shares. It just ripped. And I could not find a catalyst. They had financials come out, which really weren't that great. And we found the reason why they dropped. They had a company drop the ball over in Germany, and their gaming came offline in Germany. Well, I found this was moving in sympathy. A lot of your gambling companies, GMBL, GMGI, eBet, they were all moving up because of this big merger between Penn and ESPN. It's not a merger, it's a 10-year deal, $1.5 billion deal. So the whole gaming industry was just rising on that. So there was our reason. I knew there had to be something. All right, we're going to jump on into this now. We've got them all set up, the 3 that I've been given. We are going to start off with Belmore's. She has brought us Canopus Biopharma. This is ticker CBIA. It's on the pink tier of the OTC. When we're on the pink, you want to make sure you get as much validated information, folks. Pinks are, I'm going to say it, they're the ghetto of the OTC. They
Never heard
are.
that.
We have got lots of different areas on the OTC. The QX, those are the rich people. I was going to say
You were
something
going
else.
to say something else. I know.
Yeah, those are the rich people. And then you got the middle class and the QB. Well, the ghetto is dangerous. Without verified information, they don't have ID. You don't know who you're dealing with. You're just taking them at their word. And trust is hard to come by. And we just don't give them trust. We give them our money with our trust. And God, that's a dangerous combination. So look for these green ticks here. Verified agent and verified profile. There's a lot of information being validated behind the scenes by the OTC markets, which is a company on the OTC. You can invest in them. And what's their business? This right here. They handle all of this. This is their job. So they tell us here the company is a shell risk. That means they're in business, but they're not making any money. That's a dangerous sign there. So we're going to jump right into what I found first, since I've got these already found. This news came out August 1st. A lot happened. As a matter of fact, I'm going to get more information right over here. Right, that is about Blue Heaven Coffee. They just did a deal with them. Well, I jumped into the most recent financial here, and they had a bunch of information that I was unaware of. They just had a change of control. That's a big deal. Someone else is in charge now, which means they may have their own plan. March 21st, 2023, there was a change of control when 2 of the big investors, ML Squared and Pipe QQF, each sold 50% of what they owned to one person, Justia DeFore. And Justin DeFore now serves as the chief executive officer and the secretary. So he's taken a position of authority. Following the change of control, effective the very next day, the 22nd, the company acquired Blue Heaven Coffee. Blue Heaven Coffee is really interesting. It's an unattended and attended dispensary machine, hot and cold beverages, food. It takes cashless payments. but it also has advertising. Everybody's now using these big touch screens. Well, when you're not ordering, it's throwing advertising at you, and they're getting paid for that too. So that's a whole nother stream of business. They say they have just changed that shell status. We had shell risk, so I'm presuming they meant shell risk. They've changed that now. That is not the case anymore, so that should be dropping off. So everything is good there. Now, something real interesting I found here, God, it just goes to show you what can happen on the OTC. They did a 1 and 2 reverse split without FINRA's permission. How the hell do you get away with that? They did not have FINRA clearance. So they had to do a 2-for-1 forward split to put things back the way they were. Have you ever heard of such BS in your life? Unbelievable. So you got all that stuff going on, and there's more information here.
Are you talking about CBIA did a forward split after a reverse split?
Yes, because they did not have permission to do the reverse split in the first place. So they had to put everything back in place.
Interesting. I don't see the forward split on TradingView. We'll get to that later. I was just checking.
Yeah, I don't, these days I'm having a hard time finding splits on charts, unless they put a bubble. It's like, I can't. Used to be, I could see that big green bar. Some stocks do get to keep it. I don't know why, but others do that relative BS. Let me see here. Relative volume for CBIA today. She had an increase. I'm not going to say it was 100%, but it was getting there. 5.3 million up to 9.3 million. Share structure for the company. Forward split, reverse split. Now I dove down here. You can see dividends and splits. Click splits. There's nothing here. But that was in their most recent financials. So who am I to argue with it? It isn't listed here, though. Their current structure, I'm presuming this is right. They have $750 million outstanding and under 200 million as the float. So we're presuming. Financials for the company, well, we got nothing there. And so they definitely are not a shell company anymore. Those financials put money on the boards. They had all zeros. We are now over $250,000 they brought. We got to add 3 zeros there. It's not $273. And they got to keep 191,000 up. So they've got a good profit margin there as well. Any disclosures that we may have missed here? A1 positive. I think this is putting something on the market. No, this is stating what the insiders own. It's something they got to do on a regular basis. Let's see if there was anything else there. We've got a investor. These 13Gs, 13Ds, these are when whales come in and invest in the company, and they buy so many shares, they get a percentage of the company. And you can see some huge numbers down here, and you can have lots, not just one investor. You can have many. This just has one. You see the investor up here is Mango Invest Innovation. They bought 67 million, and they got less than 1% of the company. But that's an investor. That's someone who sees value in this company. So everything, her price. Wow, she's low, 0015. If the stock has potential and you think it's going to move, getting in on the one is an excellent place, folks. It's the smallest move you're going to get for the biggest gain. Going from 001 to 002, that's 100%. Going from 1 to 2. If you wait to get in at 3, you're going to have to wait for it to get all the way to 6 to make 100%. You get in at 1 and it hits 6, you've made 600% gains. I love getting in on 001. And we fell a lot today. Wow, almost 35%. Let's take a look at that. CBIA.
Okay, just a second. Okay. So, as always, I like to start with the daily here, and this is the split that I saw, this 115. So if you're gonna just look at this total, like what it's done, all this way up here in the $9 area, $6 area, whatever, it was never that high. Okay, so you're gonna have to divide that by 15. I don't know anything about the forward splits, so I'm just going by what I'm seeing here. So it was
15,
never.
Did you see a reverse split there?
Right here, 1 to 15. That was back in 07. That was a long time ago. So I'm just saying, if you go back through historical data on this,
wow,
it's not. It really wasn't trading at $8
Yeah,
Okay,
I
so
don't know how many of us go back to 2007. I mean,
well,
good
some
God,
people like to
I didn't
look.
even have a beard back then.
Some people like to look at the weekly or the monthly, like this. Like this would be the weekly, just to
On
see.
my TOS, I can't get that far back unless I set it up special. It just won't let me go back so far. That's the one thing I don't like. I can only go back 3 years unless I go and tell it to go back further. So I love
Oh,
the
yeah.
versatility you got with this.
So we'll zoom in on the 4 hour. Now we're in this really tight consolidation now, which I guess technically isn't really that tight if you think about, like you were saying, the 100% move or whatever. So if we zoom way in here, we got this support at around,
Oh yeah, a lot more movement than it originally
yeah,
looked like.
right. So 0006, and now let's see, this was today, it reached a high of 0023. So that's a huge move.
What? It went so how come we had a 34% drop if it had a great day?
This was, I mean, this was
Or is that little
uh
green mark right
oh,
there on the other side of the big
this
one?
was, so this was sorry, this was
Yesterday.
pre-market.
Right, that little bar there on the very end, that's
This
today.
was the day of trading. Yeah.
Yeah,
Sorry.
okay.
Let's
We could
go let's
barely
go to
see
the let's go to the
that.
15 minutes. Yeah, it's very hard to see. So, let's go to the 15-minute.
Okay.
So, yeah, all right. So this is what happened. Let's see. So if you start
That looks better.
here. Yeah, so this was like all day yesterday. All right. So from like here to here, and then this was the drop you're talking about. But when you zoom way out, like, it's very hard to see it. So that's the drop you're talking about. But in
Yeah.
pre-market hours and stuff, like here, this is so this is like 8:30 in the morning, this candle. So it did go all the way up to here and then came back down and just bled off basically. That's what the high was. And that was
I'm
also the high.
actually liking the way she's finished the day. She did fall,
Okay, so
but that's the
here.
first break through the 200. You can't expect the first one to normally be the runner. You got to test it.
Mhm.
She's bouncing down to the 50, which is where you'd want her to stop if she was testing the
Mhm.
200.
Mhm. Right
And now
here.
she's come up right in the middle of that big red bar, perfect place halfway to get ready to start the second test on that
Yeah, so
200.
this was
And that,
good.
yeah, right there, that 50 day is coming up to the 200.
Mhm. Yeah, so this is gonna be a major major resistance here, but that's like 0023, and right now we're at 0015. So that's almost 100% move from here. Not
Right,
quite, almost.
right. So that's a resistance we'll be willing to shoot for.
Definitely watch this level if it comes up again. Now it likes to obviously, wick up there, so you're gonna want to keep an eye on that. So like on the 5 minute, you can see it here too. It did it.
Oh,
But yeah, Wednesday had just a tremendous day. I mean, we ran all the way from 0007 all the way to 0023. So Wednesday was an amazing run, and then today's just kind of bled off. But that doesn't that's a lot of times that's just a healthy pullback.
right,
So that
exactly.
doesn't mean that the only thing that's kind of concerning, let me see on the 15 minute. It's kind of there on the 15 minute. You can really see this on the 5. It looks like we kind of have a little bit of a head and shoulders pattern.
Oh,
So
yeah,
now that's
yeah.
a yeah, so that's a bearish pattern. But if you watch this for support, this is the 200 on the 5 minute. Let's see what it was, and the 50 on the 15 minute. They're I mean, they're not exactly the same, I don't think.
No,
No,
no, the
they
5 minutes showing bear.
are. No, I mean the value of the 200 on the five
Oh,
minute is
yeah.
0012, and the 50 on the 15 minute is 0012. So look at 0012 as a support is what I would look at as well.
Okay.
Okay, I mean
Yep.
that's just what I would do
Yep.
personally.
She's worth watching. That's the
Okay,
bottom line.
well,
And she's got something going on now with the change of control. They just got revenues on the books. So everything is moving up and it's got room for speculation. And I'm telling you, OTC traders love to speculate. Give them a little room to imagine something and they'll make it bigger than it is. And that's when you see the stupid runs. So this could have potential.
mhm.
All right. How about we jump on
Correct.
into that next one?
Yep.
I'll jump me over so you don't have to.
Oh, I was good. I was just getting ready to press it. All right.
That's why I figured I'd say it to you.
Sorry about that.
All right, our second one here. This is where we at?
ADTH.
Nope, Gamble.
Oh, sorry.
That's okay. This is one of those betting companies, Esports Entertainment Group. She finished today at 21.5 cents. She had a down drop today. They were all climbing yesterday. A lot of them came down today. 10% drop. Penny stock on the NASDAQ. Free to trade. You can trade it pre-market, aftermarket. None of that with the OTC. They are an online gaming company, so you know what sort of business that they're in. Let's see what I learned here. We've got a low float. I mean, right from the get-go, the outstanding share count is only 3.3 million. I have no idea what the float is, but it's going to be less than that. So we've got a super low float. Financials for the company, their money is increasing. 2020, they had nothing. That's probably when I looked at them. Because when I looked at a bunch of these gambling companies a couple years ago and I compared them, they were all on one video and nobody was making money back then. They're all making money now and it's getting bigger. Every quarter is getting bigger. Boy, gambling is what we like to do, don't it? 16 million to 58 million on the yearly. And she's going backwards here. Her annuals are climbing. Her quarterlies are coming down, dropping from 15.6 million down to 4.1 million. What else did I find for this company? Esports Entertainment Group announces registered direct offering. Now, folks, you need to know the difference between a public offering, a private placement, and a direct offering. Someone posted the other day, oh, this is bad news, this direct offering, dilution. Well, you know, direct offerings, private placements, this has nothing to do with us. These are usually big investors that are buying shares of the company stock one way or another from another investor or new shares coming out of the authorized, but it's money for the company. It's not like they're asking 30 million from us. They're getting it from someone else. And that's what we got going on here. They don't tell us who all the time, but they had a big institutional investor buy 1 million shares, as well as 4.1 million common stock or warrants. And it all averages out to $1 million. So they've just had $1 million invested into the company. That's good news. Relative volume for the company. What went on today? Holy cow. Nice jump. Going from roughly 4 million to 51 million today. Outstanding. Share structure for this company. Oh, we already looked at that and it was juicy. I just wanted doubles. We got a couple 8Ks over here. Diving into them just quick and looking at the headline at the top. Entering the material definitive agreement. That's when you want to look at. This is the investment we were just talking about. Another 8K here. This one came out on the 10th. Unregistered sale of equity securities. This is, oh yeah, they had a bunch of news. We're probably going to see that about a dividend for preferred stock. Maybe that was no, there it is. I thought it was. Lots of news about this dividend for a preferred stock, which we don't buy preferred stock. We buy the common stock. We're the peasants. So that's what I see going on over here. I do believe that she's probably falling because the sympathy play is over. All of the gambling companies are falling right now, and they got to get back onto their own fundamentals, if you will. So let's take a look at the chart, Taylor, for GMBL now.
Okay. There we go. So, looking at the daily, we have a reverse split here in February, 1 to 100. So, kind
That's
of
how
weird.
we got that low float.
And that's what's going on here. That's what happened here. I guess people did not like that. So, all
Well,
this, when you see this, $18, $19, it was never that. You're going to have to divide that by 100. Anyway, so let's move on to where we are now. There must have been some kind of news, like you said, but I mean, it's been on a serious downtrend. So, I mean, $1.93 down to 20 cents, and that was just in June. So crazy. But if you're just going like day to day, I mean, we had a low of 17.60. Now we're at 20, but we've got a lot of wicks here. So let's see what happened here. All right. So today when it opened up, we just had a giant spike, and then another one, it opened here, it went all the way up to 31 cents. That was today's high, which is crazy. And then just bled off. So that's the what, like a
Right.
30%
That's
loss?
what eBet did. eBet had a little jump 2 days ago. Yesterday it climbed with no apparent reason seen. And then today, she just gave it all back.
Yeah, there are a lot of these. Let's see, this was Wednesday. It kind of just it spiked up more gradually. Same with I got a piece of paper in front of my screen. Tuesday, but today just a huge spike in volume is what did that. I mean, you can see that in the first 30 minutes there was a ton, and then it just dropped off and
Right. The first
sat
30 minutes.
around. Yeah, the
From
first 30
9:30 to
minutes.
from 9:30 to 10 o'clock, to me, that's one trade. Whatever you're doing, get out of it at 10 because the market's going to take a breath, and chances are a lot of these stocks are going to fall, and you can take gains before they get done. And then at 10:05, find yourself another play and get into that one. So I've got two plays. I have a morning play and then the rest of the day.
Might be easier to see. So honestly, looking at this on the 15-minute, it looks like we've got just a serious bear flag right now. All
Yeah,
right.
she doesn't look. I mean, I like the churn of your 200, but I don't like the rest of the SMAs. I don't like the placement. I think
Mm-mm.
it could dip, but I do like the company. I think the company's legitimate. I think that they've got good revenues coming in. There's potential for more and more with these gambling companies getting out there. You need to see how many countries they're in, what countries they're in. A lot of these are based out of Malta, and they're working in Europe and Asia, which is a huge market. America's tough to break into. We have a lot of rules and regulations.
There has been quite a bit of volume the last few days compared to other days. You can just see that on the bars here. But I mean, this range right here is what we've been in. It kind of consolidated here for a while when there wasn't a lot of volume, from about where it is now down to set like that 1762. So if it continues to drop, I expect to see a bounce around this area. But right now, all these EMAs that I have are not looking good. I mean, here's Death Cross here. There's one there. There's one there. So not good on the 15-minute. 4 hour just kind of really not good. I mean, it pops up, but you have to get out. So, but
And for those of you who don't know, I say SMA, simple moving average. Taylor likes to use the exponential moving averages, EMAs. But we're talking about the same lines. The exponential has a little more flexibility for movement. It shows every movement, where the simple moving average just moves fluidly.
yeah, and then you have the MA, just the regular moving average. There's so many different ways to do it, and
Yeah, let's not confuse them.
yeah. So yeah, this is just how I learned. So that's how I'm doing it. So 4 hour, lots of wicks. So that's just telling me there was just like a big spike in volume, a lot of movement, and then just came right back down. But this range is really good. I don't like where it is now. I think it could bounce around this area again, and then we get some more volume. You can expect one of these.
Definitely not a buy zone.
No, no, not right now. I wouldn't say. Not
All
for me.
right. Let's jump into the next one. We're doing good. We're doing good. We have one here that I had a hard time finding information for. This is ADTH, Adherent Holding Company. So let's see what I did find on this company. There was not a lot. They had news come out August 17th, which is obviously today. Adherent Health wins Programmatic Marketing Innovation Award in 6th Annual MarTech Breakthrough Awards Program. Now, this wasn't the first one. If I recall, this is their second award. Adherent awarded Frost & Sullivan's 2023 North American Product Leadership Award for groundbreaking audience target solutions. What exactly does this company do? I'm not real sure there. Let's find out. Adherent uses advanced machine learning technology and privacy-forward solutions to deliver impactful advertising campaigns for marketing. Boy, oh boy, you know how many companies we look at that just make money off of marketing? To us. I mean, we're the victims here. All that marketing is targeted at us. So that's what the company does. What was their relative volume today? Oh, big drop. Not that they're at high numbers. She's normally doing just under 400,000. Today she dropped all the way down to 53,000. Share structure for the company. Only thing we're told is her outstanding share count of 87 million, almost 88. Our float's not going to be any higher than that, and it could be considerably lower, but who knows? Financials, are they making money with advertising? Most companies are. Yeah, they've been increasing and holding. They're at $166 million quarterly. They had one strong quarter here at the end of 2022, but they're just hanging around the high 30s pretty much. But they're not showing any signs of weakness. Everything looks good. Disclosures, we've got their most recent financial, which came out at the beginning of the month. If you want to know about the company, dive into those. Forget about Google. Just get used to reading financials. 8K on the beginning of the month. This probably has to do with the financials too. Yeah, they kind of go hand in hand. You see one, you see the other. Left hand, right hand. Was there anything else? I think that's it. I mean, we can take a look at that news just to see if there was anything there. Investors events, quarterly results, participate in fireside chat. So they're at least talking to their people. Algorithm-based audience product earns Neutronic certification for data quality. They're getting a lot of recognition for what it is they do. And stocks facing most buy and sell pressure into Russell rebalancing. Are they on the Russell? Maybe they are. She finished the day at $1.37, had a smidge of a fall, just under 1%. So that's about all I can tell you without doing a deep dive. Taylor can tell us more.
What happened? What happened on June 23rd?
June 23rd. Let's see if we got any news here. June 21st. 2 days before they got the Product Earns Nutrition's NQI certification. That sounds good. Let's see if we have anything on disclosures. June 23rd. No, we got nothing on that date except 2 days before we had the good news about the certification.
All right, well, that's weird. All right, I'll show you then. Here we go. So, daily chart here. This is why I asked, because of this huge volume spike, giant wick, all the way up to like $1.93 area. So I'm not sure what happened there. I mean, yeah, it's kind of been on a downtrend, not looking that great on the 4 hour, not gonna lie.
No, it's still hanging around the 200 the hard way, up and down, up and down, up and down, wasting our time.
Yeah, it's just kind of, but it is in a range. It's a pretty wide range though.
Yeah, I was going to ask, is there profit margin in those bounces?
I mean, it's yeah, of course, pretty much, but I don't really see any major. Let's see, maybe around here there was a nice consolidation area here. It might be looking to do that again.
She's about in the zone right now.
Mm-hmm.
There's a support right around where she's bouncing right now.
Yeah, there's like a.
Yep.
Sorry, I had just turned this one on. So yeah, so around here, it looks pretty good, but you're gonna have to watch because I mean this thing will fall a lot. I mean 138 to 116, 117 that's a big drop, percentage wise, I would say. So today, let's see what happened. I mean, just kind of, this is the 15-minute now. I mean, we're just like way below this. Not really a lot to say. So in the morning, it just dropped off immediately, but it did bounce in that area. So it came back up, but we still haven't really gotten out of that. Now we're like just at the bottom here. So this could be like a buy zone, but nothing's really telling me to buy it except for these wicks are pretty good. But you can see here on the 15 though, you have like, it keeps hitting the top here, There's one here. It's about to hit here. I mean, there's a lot of resistance on this in particular. That's the 50. So but it does move.
What you got right there looks like a dot to dot going downhill.
Yeah. So, but if you do, It's definitely in a downtrend. That's what I'm saying. But it is in the bottom of this area, like when we were saying, like where it
Right,
consolidated
right. Even
before.
on a
So,
downhill, you can still catch a bounce up.
And when it does bounce, like when we had those days with a lot of volume, I mean, it will really wick up high. I mean, it will come back down, so you'd have to get out pretty quick. But it hasn't been doing that lately. I mean, it's just open, wick down, close, open, wick down, close. And it's just like lower highs
Yeah, it
all
looks
the way
like it's
down.
still going to fall some more to me.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Um,
again, not a buy zone, not yet.
no, not yet. Not unless you catch it at the bottom here and it keeps doing this. It's just it falls. It falls. I
It
mean, it's
looks like
just
it's going to make a new low and then bounce off of that.
probably will if it does. I mean, we do have
Whoa.
like look how low it was
She's been
here.
low
And
though. She's been
yeah,
really low.
I'm seeing see I don't really see any splits, but I will say this though. It does move on earnings. Um
There's
like it
something. There's
so
something.
well, there's one I could tell you when the next one is. So like around earnings, it like maybe not right away, but it will react within the days afterwards. Like this one was a good one, and then you can see it went up right after that. So the next one is projected to be around November 9th, give or take. Sometimes it's not
There's a
exactly
heads
that
up.
day.
A
So
little window.
there it is right there. Okay. So
Not
there's
much
that.
more to be said about
That's
that stock. Boy, we squeezed it
about
for
it.
everything we could get.
Mhm.
All right, jumping on back. I got it.
Okay.
Bing. All right, let's see. We have got DFLI. This comes to us by way of Wise Words and Music. Nice logo there. So, DefFly, everybody's been watching this. We've talked about it. She's had good gains, she's had big drops. You know, somebody was saying, now I'm holding a bag. I remember when they got in, and I think she ran for like 10 or 12 days. And then right behind that, she had roughly the same amount of downtime, bringing it way down. Folks, I consider DefFly, DFLI, Dragonfly Energy, a long hold. This company makes batteries, not lithium. I know everybody's making these electronic batteries. These are, that is to say, they're not making batteries for electric cars. That's what I meant to say. They are making batteries that are completely different than our lead acid batteries, lithium batteries that go in boats, RVs. And that's where they're really doing their business, is the recreational market. They've got lots of contracts with Streamline, Thor, a couple of other RVs, a boating company. And that's what they keep doing. They keep making more deals. But selling the batteries is just the bricks to their ultimate wall and their building. They are actually building power banks, and the power banks supply you energy when you need them, but they're also connected to the grid, the microgrid, low energy that attaches to the electric company. And all the community's micro or power banks will be connected into that. You'll all work together. So if there's ever a problem, power can be balanced. So this is what they're shooting for in the long run, because let's face it, power companies are not going to be able to support all the electric vehicles and everything we're doing right now. They're going to need more power from somewhere. So people are forward thinking here. So she has had news. I don't remember the last time we looked at her, but in the last few weeks, Dragonfly Energy expands operations with new distributor in Midwest location. And this is what you want. You want more and more business. Dragonfly Energy is establishing a new Indiana location that offers improved access to key Midwest and East Coast markets. The Midwest, and particularly Indiana, I live in Michigan. We sell a ton of RVs around here. God almighty, we got RVs out the wazoo. The company has also engaged a new distributor, UFP Distribution, that will serve as a fulfillment center and offer sales and light manufacturing as well. So they got growth going on here. What other news did we have there? Let's see. There was a piece right before it. Dragonfly Energy puts education first by partnering with Florida's largest RV trade association for lithium power training. They are also partnering with Nevada Athletics as official Go Green sponsors. The company's getting advertising, they're getting support from the communities, they're growing. Let's see what their financials are, because that's what growth really is measured by. 86 million at the end of 2022, and I don't know where all these quarterlies are. And from year to year, they're pretty much at the same mark. March of last year, March of this year, they're at 18 million and the profit margin fell. Inflation. Balance sheet, real quick. Cash on hand. Well, they got cash. We got 3 zeros up here we got to put behind these. So they got $17.7 million in the bank. Assets of 88 million. Liabilities, it's under the assets at 77 million. Let's see what we got for share structure. It's going to be under 45 million. Outstanding share count is that. Relative volume. Oh my God. Even good companies get beat down, folks. Don't go looking for bad news when it isn't there. It's just market sentiment. And in case a lot of you missed it, Bloomberg talked about this just a couple of days ago. The entire market, all the markets, not just the OTC. The OTC is down, folks. I mean, we've been down for 2 years. We normally, in share volume, we were doing 60 to 70 billion shares a day before all this bull hit us. We're at 3 billion. 3 billion. They said the entire market, all the markets together, are now surviving with less than 20% of the volume we normally had. All the markets. We're lucky to be here. These are hardcore traders who are still in the market right now. And most of them are familiar with the charts. And that's what a lot of people are playing, the charts. It's not about hot news. It's about a hot chart. Hot news will fall on its face if the chart is cold. This news that we just read, that was good news. Expanding into the Midwest, not just one company, the Midwest. No, the stock did not go up on that news.
When was that news? Was that around June 20th?
Oh, no, this just came out 2 days ago.
Oh, it did not really move that much on. I mean, there's
Exactly.
not a lot of time there. What happened June 20th?
June 20th?
Yeah.
Let's see. Why? Is that a bad day or a good day?
Oh, yeah. It was a bad time.
Bad day. June 20th.
Not even day, just
well, there we go on the 22nd. Lots of news on the 22nd. I don't remember any bad news for the company. Let's see. Oh, there you go. Public offering.
Okay.
20 million. People weren't happy with the dilution. Whatever. Let me see the stocks. I don't know what the stock was then, but right now it's just under $2, which would have been about 10 million more shares added to the share structure, which was 1/4, which is 25% dilution. So right there, you would have expected the stock to fall at least 25% to accommodate the adjustment in the shareholder value. Was there anything else we need to look at here? Shareholder volume fell a lot from 4 million down to under 1 million today. And that's what I was saying. The good news from just the other day, someone asked me, what happened? Well, he knew. He says, the chart's cold. I just looked. He says, nobody wants to play a cold chart. And he hit it right on the head. Hot charts are what people are looking for. A little catalyst can make a hot chart move. Big news will fall. It'll just sit there stifled all day with nobody to play with it because the chart just isn't accommodating. All right. I think we covered everything except disclosures. Oh, okay. That's interesting. We have an NT10Q that says we are not filing our 10Q, our quarterly report, on time. This buys them 5 days. That's all it gives them, and then they will be late. So they got to have it out by the 20th. Today is the 17th. We don't see any news about it being out yet, and their revenues have been growing, so I would expect this to be better. Their business has just been getting bigger and bigger. Just look at my videos. They just keep making deals constantly. So I expect a bigger financial to come out, which will definitely be a catalyst. There's a lot of people who like this company. But of course, the people invested in it aren't the ones that are going to make it move. Most of us aren't putting more money in. We need new people to get invested. So if you like your stock and you believe in it, put something out there on the internet. Talk about it. Buzz helps. All right, let's check out DFLI.
Okay, so this is why I was asking, because we were up here near the $3 area, and then we got this news. It dropped.
And how far did she fall?
More than 25%. So we were around like 288, came all the way down to like the 140, 140.
I remember it was 50%.
Okay. So then we just consolidated through the rest of June into July, and then I guess something happened here at July 11th, and then it just went on a tear through the whole month of July, pretty much. And then
Right. And that's when we were talking about it and everybody was getting in. And you got to expect, I know that was really her first breakout. What wasn't it the first time she got over the 200 in a while and did anything with it?
When here? Oh
Yeah.
yeah. And it had like a healthy pullback. This is the 4 hour right here, and it hit support here at that right on that 200.
Yeah.
Okay.
Supported it.
So yeah, so it had like a nice healthy pullback, came up, and then continued. But then right after that, we kept testing that 9 over and over, and then finally we're just away from it. We're just away from it. All like almost all red candles. There's a doji. There's a teeny tiny green one there, but I
Yeah,
mean,
don't torment yourself looking for
my
reasons why
God,
stocks are falling. There's less volume, there's less money, there's less excitement. And if the chart has been running, people are going to take their money. You got to
yeah.
expect people
Mm-mm.
are going to take their profits.
And there's a lot of
You're going to
wicks
let
up
them
here
get out
too.
and let new buyers come in. So
Yeah.
get out there and start buzzing about your company.
Yeah, when these wicks of these are profit taking happened again. So when they were around the $3 range, it's like, okay, let's get out of here. And it's just all red here. There's no support down until down here is what I'm seeing. There's nothing else that's going to hold this up unless there's some news. Other than that, I mean, this is it. This is the 4 hours. So like today, this is what you're seeing.
Ooh,
I mean, this
no,
was
that don't look
yesterday.
pretty at all.
No, it does not. This is the 15th. So, I mean, like like this is Tuesday, for example, it'll just like fall in the morning, maybe it'll pop back up, but then just kind of bleeds off. Doesn't really do much in the after hours at
Tough to
the end.
predict a chart like that unless
Nope.
you're playing shorts. That it's a
uh,
great short stock right now. Sorry to say. God darn it, don't take any ideas from me. Leave our stocks alone.
It, yeah, I mean, I don't see any reason to get in this right now. And that
No, I would wait for it to find a bottom. I mean, I
wait
love
until
the stock.
I like this area here though, in the anywhere between 145 and 157, like this area where it was kind of just
Right?
hanging out and consolidating. So maybe if it gets in that area and you could see that
Which is
it's
a good
respecting that.
it's a good price compared. It was at 280, but before it fell, I realized it adjusted. I know, those 10 million shares are there. Well, why aren't they there? We looked at the share count, it was 42 million. And I thought that was an older filing for the 10 million shares. So I don't understand. Shouldn't it be 52 million now? Hmm.
It does move on earnings though, and earnings reports. This list earnings report had a really good, surprise beating earnings, and the next morning we had a really nice wick up. The people took profits on that, came back down. So we have another one coming up really soon, at the end of this month, August 30th. There's another one, so be looking for that. I mean, it's approximate, but it might wick up the next day. But that's it. But always earnings are a gamble, just so you know. But it does move on earnings. We just saw that. Like this one had a poor earnings, and you can see what happened there. Not good. So, so
It's a
yeah, there
toss
is
of the coin,
yeah.
honestly.
So there is another one coming up at the end of the month.
All right.
So that's that.
We do like it. We like for a long hold. And, that's what I asked the guy who brought it to my attention. He says, man, I was up so well. Now I'm holding another bag. And I said, but you did get into this initially as a long hold, right? Am I wrong? He said, no, it is. I said, so why are you looking at it every day and every week? A long hold is one you don't have to worry about, one you don't sweat. You've got confidence. You've done your DD. You've done your homework. Put the cake in the oven and leave the door shut. You don't have to keep peeking in on it and seeing if it's cooking. You set everything, leave it alone. Come back to it in 6 months and see. Every dip should not put you out of balance, right?
Mhm.
All right, so what have we got here? I have ORGN, Origin Materials. This is brought to us by, where are you at? Wise Words again. Hey, all right, no problem. It's a slow day. Well, I don't mind doing 2 or 3 for you. So Origin Materials finished today at $1.39, almost 10% gains. Good for her. She's on the NASDAQ as well. Now, we got a lot of news here from attorneys. Now, I don't worry a lot about this stuff, but just so you can read the most recent one, Origin Materials investigation by this attorney outfit encourages investors to seek compensation for alleged wrongdoings. And that's what it always is, alleged wrongdoings. They're normally upset investors, and they say, he said he was going to do this, and they heard more than he really said, and they try to get people on stuff, and most of them just fall to the wayside. And the other thing is if you want to qualify for the class action suit, they have like criteria. You have got to have lost $100,000 because of this. Well, for Pete's sake, who's investing $100,000 in these penny stocks? Really? You know, you buy a penny stock, and I see this on Pinks, all these lawsuits. You mean to tell me somebody bought a stock for 4 cents and they bought $100,000 worth of it? It drops to 3 cents. They just lost $25,000 like that. No, that's not risk management. I just can't see it. That guy deserves to lose his money. So most of this news is about that lawsuit. I was having a hard time actually finding anything about the company, but I found one right down here. Where did he go? There, at the very freaking bottom. All this news is from this month. All of that. Origin Materials and Sustainia launched strategic partnership to develop 100% bio-based materials. And then the next day, was it? Yeah, Origin Materials and ProMan partner to produce low carbon biofuels. So I'm not real sure what this company does. Just scrolling on down, headquartered in West Sacramento, Origin Materials is the world's leading carbon negative materials company. Origin's mission is to enable the world's transition to sustainable materials. Origin's patented technology platform can help revolutionize the production of end products, including clothing, textiles, plastics, packaging. I'd like to see exactly what this is all about. It sounds kind of interesting to me. So they've got deals going on here, but as I said, most of this news was all about the lawsuit, which I'm really not interested. Origin Materials sinks 72% in 2 days as project faces lower profit, higher capital expenditure. Got to do some more research here. There's obviously some news to be read. Let's see if we have any disclosures over here. We got Form 4s. These are filed when the insiders acquire or dispose of shares, and that can be done in a lot of ways, but we're particularly interested in it when they buy or sell them, when they make that choice. And you can tell the difference because there'll be a price. It'll be in green and have an A if they acquired them. It'll be red and there'll be a D if they disposed of them. And if there's no price there, there's another reason, and it'll be down here in the fine print, down in this area down here. But they paid 14 cents for 71,000 shares, and they now own a total of 291,000 shares. So that's a good thing. We like to see those, and each one of those could possibly be one. We're not going to jump into each one. But normally, if one is buying, everybody's buying. Whoa, $1.36. Well, that's a big difference in price. 14 cents and $1.36. I would have to see what was going on there. There's something happening. But here's 146,000 shares at $1.36. That's a pretty, that's like $200,000 worth right there. So we've got the investors from the inside. All these 4As go back further. Now they may be for these as well. An A means it's been amended. It means there was a mistake the first time they brought it out, and they had to fix it. Let's see how many Form 4s we got here. There was a bunch of them back here, so those may all be with those. All right, what was the relative volume around the company? And that's a good thing. Investors, the management is investing in their own company right now, which means they know something. Maybe we know it, maybe we don't. But you can get information by going to sites like insidertrading.com and stuff, and they will show you not only insider trades, but what the market did after they had bought before. So if they get in and you see it run after they get in, these are the sort of insider traders you want to follow. They know when to get into a stock before it's going to run. Relative volume didn't much change today. It fell a little bit from 3.7 to 3.5 million. Share structure on the company, it's going to be under 143 million. And their financials. We got nothing on the annual. Oh, we got money on the books. Woohoo! Like that. I always get excited when I see the first money come along. It's like a baby being born. It's what everybody's been waiting for a long time. You want to see revenues coming. From that point, you expect they're going to grow. That's when disappointment comes. So we should be expecting another quarterly report here anytime. Let's take a look at that balance sheet real quick. Lots of money in the bank. 108 million. Does that make that bubble come up for you guys? Almost a $500 million in assets and a measly 116 million in liabilities. So they're looking really strong. So that's what's going on. You've got the insiders investing. They're making money, just got money on the books, and they got a lot of money in the bank, and they've got strong assets. So the company looks good. I just don't know enough about them. They sound like an interesting company with their materials. I'd like to read more about that. So let's take a look at the ticker ORGN on the charts.
Okay, so
What happened?
I'm just looking to zoom out. So it looked good around for starting in March. Had a nice little support area, kept bouncing off of that, all the way up to a high of nearly $5.
What
Kind of hanging around, and then yeah, this is what
What
happened.
day is that?
That was looks like Wednesday, August 9th.
Wow.
Well, here's what's weird is they had an earnings report in that evening. All right. So and it was good.
And it
So
was good.
so they yeah, so but earnings are,
Yeah, it says
you
they
know,
beat.
yeah, but that doesn't necessarily mean that people are going to run out and buy it, because what they do during these earnings reports is they will talk about their forward guidance and what they expect for the company in the coming
Right,
months, years, whatever, short term, long term. So they might have said something during this report or
right.
where it's written out that people didn't like.
Yeah,
So,
I've seen lots of reports where they actually beat, but then they lower their
oh, yeah.
guidance and it
Uh-huh.
just
Yeah.
tumbles down.
So, I mean, and it did for a couple of days.
Funny thing is that those reports, the two pieces of news we read where they made deals, that was on the 8th, the 9th, and then you had financials on the 10th, which they beat. That is good news, good news, good news. And she fell. You can't
Yeah.
predict news. News is not the way. The charts, I predict heat.
Let's look more at like a 15-minute. So like what's been going on the last few days after the drop. Um, you know.
Okay.
So I mean, it's got potential now that it's
Yeah,
hit
yeah.
this bottom. This was during pre-market hours. That's why it kind of dipped below. But so starting on Monday, it shot right back up. All right, so that's good. I mean, it dropped here, way big drop
Huh.
here. So
Oh,
looking at the 15-minute at this point, it actually doesn't look bad. If you look at, see, it looks better when you look at it from different
well, it's actually breaking
perspective.
out. It just pushed right through that 200,
It
had
did.
just a wee bit of pullback, and it's back to running.
Yeah,
So,
so
I mean, actually, it's looking good. You got your major SMAs are turning up now,
they all
which
did, yeah.
and that's been falling for quite a while. So to have any turn up on that is hope. I mean, it's something
Yeah.
that you can consider.
And back on the 4 hour, the 9 was way far apart, but see, they're starting to get really close. In fact, they're the same value at this point. So that's a good sign that we could be seeing a reversal coming up, like
Right? I agree.
coming back. So
Yep.
that's a really good sign. I would look out for, this area around the 146, because there's like a lot of resistance here. If we can break through that, I mean, who knows? We could keep going, but 15-minute does not look bad at all. But I'd like to see it come up above this. But all these are lined up. Looks really good. 9, 21, 50, 200. So that's good on the 15-minute. Like, let's look at the 1 hour. Yeah, look at the 1 hour. Look at that. Look at this golden cross here. That's good.
Yes.
All right, here. There's one. There's one here.
Yeah, I was pointing those out today on Twitter. There was a couple of stocks, I think GMGI, and I
Oh,
said, look, this looks strong. These are just about ready to cross. As soon as they did, the price pumped. It doesn't stay, but if you're looking for a bounce to get out, you look for those golden crosses. There was another one. and it had a serious jump. And I said, look, we looked at it yesterday. We looked at these golden crosses setting up, and today, when the 20, boom, it jumped. And then when the 50, boom, it jumped again. And it's like, man, people are watching the golden crosses. These are right now the hot technicals. Also, another thing I keep telling you, I know Taylor doesn't have it on her chart, the 200 haul. That's another one of those simple moving averages. It's a 200-day SMA as well, but it takes more credence on current time. So the line is closer to the price. And right now, a lot of penny stocks are heeding to that 200 haul. They're laying on it. They're bouncing off of it. And if you don't have it on your chart, it looks like it's bouncing in thin air. You just don't see what's there.
Yep. Oh, so that's that. I mean, it looks like it's trying to recover at least.
I
After
think it
the
is.
drop.
I
So
think it belongs on your watch list.
definitely, especially if we can get past this area.
That looks good. I mean, it
Mhm.
really does. This is a stock I would talk about because the chart is set up to push. You know, there's nothing great showing there, but she has all those little token signs you're looking for.
hmm Yeah. So on the 1 hour, I mean, and it's had a lot more volume lately. So, I mean, even after that, but I mean, we had a lot like this big green day. This was just the Monday after all that happened. It was like, oh, let's buy back into this because we hit this low here. So, I think we're starting to see that again. I mean, we're not saying it's going to go all the way back up to, you know, 375, but you know what? This was a big support area for a long time. So,
Right?
I mean, it could.
Right?
Eventually, yeah. So that I mean, that was the big support area for the longest time. So, yeah. I mean, that was like all spring. It's right in that area. But looking at it like this is like, oh my gosh, it's so terrible. But when you go to the 15-minute, actually, it's like, oh, that's something that looks pretty interesting. So keep this one on your watch list. I like it.
You go ahead and pop me over. I'm over here
Okay.
highlighting some stuff. We got time for one more stock. I'm glad I was thinking, what can I talk to him about? By the way, CTXR, for any of those you're interested, I'm still trying to get the hard facts here, but I heard that the new PDFUA date, which was the one we just had July 28th, and it let us down. The FDA brings out a decision for their biological license, just the license to sell the phase 3 drug that already passed for lymph node Hodgkin's disease, an anti-cancer. Well, they reset it to September 28th. That is our next PDFUA date. It's supposed to be a catalyst. I'm not going to wind anybody up, but if you're holding CTXR, at least you have hope again. It's sitting on the table. So we are going to take a look here at LPTV Loop Media. I remember Loop Media. Loop Media. It's been a while since I've looked at her. We've got current news here. Oh, look at that. Loop Media announces strategic alignment with Microsoft Advertising. That sounds pretty juicy. Let's see what we got here. The free streaming television media company for the business, which provides over 2 billion video views every month via restaurants, retail businesses, office buildings, doctor offices, airports, bars, colleges. What do? Pipe in TV to these places? The first of its kind SSP category will provide an additional distribution category for advertisers and DSPs. So we've got more advertising going on here, obviously. Let's see. Let's get a direct idea of what they do. The company is a leading digital out-of-the-house TV and digital signage platform optimized for businesses, providing free music, video, news, sports, and entertainment channels. Free TV. All right. Let's see if there was any more news over there we should take a look at. Third quarter financials. Hopefully we'll see those when we look at them. Loop Media partners with Assembly AI to launch its AI-powered brand safety solution. Of course, everybody's into that. Expansion into Australia and New Zealand via strategic partnership with Orange Door. That was back in June. So they're expanding around the world. Strategic partnership with Pipestream. So they got lots of deals going on. They're constantly growing. We can see that here. Are they constantly growing in the financial department? Oh, yeah. Nice. Jumping from 2.7 to 5 to 30 million in 2022. And on the quarterlies, well, you know, honestly, It seems the first quarter of 2023 was rough on a lot of companies. It is rare I see people climbing in this first quarter. They had a big drop here, lost about 65%. Let's see what we got over here for share structure. It's going to be under 56 million. Relative volume for the company. Oh, she doubled herself today, almost going from 160,000 to 350 virtually. Not a big number, but it does show she had more volume. However, she dropped. She was at $1.52 today and lost about 6%. Hate to see volume on those days. Disclosures for LPTV. We got that material change, changing the bylaws here, submission of matters of vote. Always like to just peek my head in here and see if they had a reverse split. There's normally just a couple of them here, and you can normally see them pretty easy. But if you got a lot,
There was one September 21st. There was a 1 to 3 reverse.
Last year, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because we haven't been there this year yet. Gotcha.
Yeah. Well, it's
So
showing
normally I
up
would
on the
check
chart. You can see it.
So I don't see anything dirty over there that got approved and hasn't happened yet. That's where I get heads up for a lot of reverse splits, is after the votes or before the votes, because they tell you what the votes are going to be on. And I'll tell you, they're voting on this, and it's not me and you that get to vote. It's the big shareholders, and they're looking at a bigger picture than we are. So you can normally count on them to be approved. And you got the most recent financial here. That just came out about a week ago. Another 8K here. That's going to go with the financial. I told you that they go hand in hand. I knew that. Anything else here? Did we get it all? I think we did. So let's take a look at Loop Media on the charts.
Okay. So yeah, this was in September. So this is like looking at last year on the daily chart. It liked it, jumped all the way up here, then didn't like it. So
wow.
There's so it was a 1 for 3, so all this is divided by 3 now. So anyway, it had a really good support level. This is a really important level here at 380. As you can see, we got good support, and then it was resistance here. So we had this consolidation area from the end of last year up until March.
Yep.
Since then, we've just been kind of, it tried to break out here, and it could not hold. So if we
nope, I see no light at the end of that tunnel right now.
Could not hold that. So it hadn't been around a whole long time. I think it was 2020 is when the first data we have. So here's the 4-hour. I mean, yeah. I mean, there was like a little bit here, a few wicks, not a whole lot. This was a good resistance here, but geez, not.
Yeah.
I mean, I had a good earnings report, and then
what's our 15-minute look like?
15-minute.
Stretch that baby open. Oh, she actually got over the 200 once, but that's way too steep to stick it. And then came right down. It looks like she had a strong support there for a while after she came down, and then broke it. Yeah, right about there. And then lost that support. Yeah, she looks like she's still falling, and I don't see a bottom yet.
No. I mean, like, it bounced off of here, but that's not really a support. I mean, I don't really so, yeah, it's gonna have to move on news or something. There's really not anything I can say that it's doing. I mean, it's
they do have a financial coming out, right?
Let me say again. It did come out on August 8th. It was a good report, and
right.
So this is what happened with that. No, this is it. So the next day.
That is one of the most common questions I get. Why, if the financials were good, did it fall?
Well, no.
I don't have an answer for that.
Well, we opened here, so we opened above the last close, wicked all the way up to 241, and came back down.
Do me a favor, drop that down to 1 minute. See what that 241. How long was it at 241? What was it? A 1 minute spike and back down to the floor?
What day was that? No, it happened. It happened during. This is the 1 minute. So this was Wednesday, August 9th. So no, not really. So it popped up started coming up like after hours, because that's when it came out, and stayed up, pretty good throughout the
Yeah, pre-market,
pre-market,
aftermarket hours.
pre-market. So this was the after hours pre-market, and then it people bought it right at open, and then it fell. So this is like the first. This is the
Yeah,
first.
that first half hour of the day is the most dangerous time and the most exciting time to play. It is a
So
roller coaster of emotions. You know, it used to be an hour. They used to call it fool's hour. And I thought it meant you were a fool if you played on it. No, you can get easily fooled for an
so
hour.
yeah.
The
So
market was doing one thing and then it would change. Well, now it's
the
only a half
the
hour.
wicks happened within the first 2 minutes of. So yeah, this is 8:32 Central
That's
Time,
what you call a
and
bull crap.
so, but I mean, we knew it was coming because of what happened during the after hours. So this thing does move on earnings, as you can see. I mean, it
Yeah.
stayed
But,
there and
but
then
right
moved up
now she's
and
looking like you shouldn't get anywhere near her.
no, 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 definitely
Not
not.
right now.
I would not. But
All
that's
right. That's
what we
enough
got.
about that stock. Though I am interested in what it is that they do. I want to, it sounded interesting to me. Oh, no, that was Origin. ORGN. That's the one I want to go look at. They're weird materials. Well, folks, we have run over just a wee bit, but we got to every ticker. I feel good. We didn't let anybody down. That's a good feeling. I'm a man who likes to get the job done. Boy, when I start a video, sometimes they're torture to get through. Maybe I make it look easy, but would you believe some of those little 5-minute scenes took 14 takes? Oh my God. But I do enjoy doing this for you, and I enjoy you being here, and I enjoy you, Taylor. Thank you so much for being with us again.
Yeah, no problem.
And I am working on getting Taylor to make a guest appearance one day, folks. So don't think we're not.
You wouldn't want to see me right now, not looking too good.
Yeah, well, you know how much work it is to get all this hair in place and then not have it bothering me as I'm,
A lot of
God,
work. Yeah.
I don't know how women put up with it, but try putting one of these on too. Oh my God. All right, folks, we will see you next week. Hopefully you'll make it. If not, these are recorded. Watch them on your own leisure time, but watch them. We miss you being here. Thanks a lot, folks. We'll see you next week.
Bye.
Home Alone.